Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Shimrath Plays Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. This is the continuing saga of Sparrow, Gryphon. Let's get into it. One thing you'll notice is that I have changed the display, the font size on my display. And that I would like to thank one of the viewers who left a comment, Tom B, left a comment saying, you should consider changing the font size because it's way too small for anybody to see if they're trying to watch the video. So now, over here, you can see we have much larger text, and if we look at the overall map, this is, I think, a lot bigger and a little squarer than previously. Everything's a little more colorful. Although I don't know that these YouTube videos really do the color levels justice. It may have something to do with the way I record videos. But that is that. Thanks again, Tom B, for the advice. I looked into it. I think I'll put a link to the video that explained these font options in case anybody is curious about them and wants to install them. Another excellent Cataclysm YouTuber has a video and is the one who basically sifted through a bunch of fonts to try to find this. So, credit where credit is due. Where were we? Last time, as you can see by the blood and gore all over the evac center, I went on a scouting mission, which was somewhat successful. I did scout. I did find some things out. The thing that was unsuccessful is on the way back I got a little too close to town accidentally and attracted the attention of a few zombies. Those zombies followed me back, or followed my smell back to the evacuation center and busted through the windows and came in. Luckily, I think I may have stabbed one zombie one time because I'm not very familiar with how to even use the spear that I built. Went through all the trouble to build it, and I'm still not very good at wielding it, which is the way it goes. Luckily, Carol Blockhead in the motorcycle helmet, otherwise known as the Spaceman, I guess. That's the new nickname for Carol. There you can see these shell casings all around the room, in the area where there's no blood. Apparently, she just opened fire and blasted these zombies into nothing. She also stomped on one of their heads until it was pulped. I was helpful in the battle. I did dismember one of the bodies so that it wouldn't get up and reanimate at some point. And then Carol went over and stomped on the third zombie. And then Carol is just standing there in all the gore. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully she doesn't have a nervous breakdown and start shooting us anytime soon. I imagine, realistically, she might be a little bit pissed because I just brought a few zombies back to the evac shelter, and I think she was here first because she has a lot of gear and some guns and stuff like that, and I woke up with nothing, so I assume she's been out and about. It has made me think of a strategy, though, which is maybe I could just head towards town, lure zombies toward the evac center, run in and have Carol Blockhead protect me. I think that plan would probably work right up until the point where one of two things happens. Carol runs out of ammunition and then has to fight a zombie and gets killed, or bitten and turns into a zombie at some point, and then I'll have to deal with her. You know what I just realized? I have the music on. It's only been going for 4 minutes, but I think I am going to turn it off because, like I said before, someone mentioned that it can cause issues with copyright stuff. So, well, you got to hear a little piece of the music. Hopefully the whole video doesn't get canned because of that 4 minutes with background sound. I guess we'll just have to see if that happens or not. Well, if it does, we'll deal with it. Now I'm tempted to start over, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I was saying, my plan could be to just lure zombies back and have Carol kill them. Worst case scenario, she runs out of ammo and gets killed. We're not best friends or anything anyway, I don't know if the game, it's a pretty intense game, and it keeps track of a lot of different stuff. It keeps track of my mood. You can see my mood up here right now. I have a smiley face with a flat mouth, which means I'm not terribly unhappy or pleased at the situation. I'm just kind of doing my thing. Um, I suppose there is a chance that if I lead too many zombies around here, Carol will say, "You're an idiot," and I'm gonna shoot you. I don't know if that happens in the game or not. I've not played it enough to know um, how robust the NPCs are as far as their ability to kind of deal with things. As far as what I'm gonna do next, I think I'm gonna do some more scouting during the day because if we look at the overall map, if you recall, we headed over this way, although we did it in a kind of a roundabout way, and it was some zombies and a zombie dog in the cemetery here that started chasing me north into the woods. Luckily, that cat saved my butt. The zombie dog ran after the cat instead of coming after me, and so I was able to get away. And these are the houses that I was planning on targeting. This one in particular, because it's kind of off in the outskirts. But right about here somewhere, there was a giant rattlesnake, and I don't want to leave in the middle of the night and creep over to this house and have to fight this giant rattlesnake in the dark. It might make enough noise that it attracts zombies to me, and I might just get bitten by a giant rattlesnake and die, and I don't want to do that. So I think what I might do is scout down south here, maybe skirt the edge of this school campus, and see what this lower part of town, because there's some nice forested areas that lead to a couple of houses. So forest means cover on your approach, and whatever the opposite of approach is when you leave the house. Maybe a better chance of not being seen by zombies. So I'm just trying to find. I'm basically casing the town for the best house to break into, right? So let's get to it. Let's just do that. I think we looked at the sort of equipment that these zombies had. In fact, we can just take a look around at us. You can see casings, a bunch of filthy clothing, pulped corpse of a zombie with more filthy clothing. Um, there's some powdered candy sticks, which I obviously didn't find. Maybe I should grab those. 7 squares to the northwest of me. Okay, over the one I dismembered apparently had some candy, and I didn't take it. The rest are like refuse and chunks of tainted meat and fat from the zombie that I actually dismembered. And then a bunch of glass from the windows that got broken, and then some more. Yep. What's left of the curtains and all that. So powdered candy sticks. Let's just in case we get a sweet tooth, let's go ahead and get us some powdered candy sticks. I'm imagining some pixie sticks or some lick 'em sticks, lick 'em and dip 'em sticks. Delicious stuff. Good for energy. All right. Now, I think we're going to creep out this way this time and close the door like a civilized person. And how far away is the campus? Is very close, so I'm just going to proceed directly south on the road. And then I guess go down here a little bit and get some cover from these bushes and stuff. And then at that point, okay. So it seems that my font size may be impeding my ability to see the entirety of this warning. It's telling me there's a monster that I can see. It's giving me the option to ignore it, but it looks like the font is big enough that the details of that warning have already passed. So what I'm going to do is shrink this map down a little bit. I'm assuming that zombie's down there. Yep, I can see down here there is a zombie inside the school, right? So I can see it through the windows, I imagine, and that just tells me that I'm a little too close. So let's ignore that zombie since it hasn't spotted me. And we'll just take a little walk out in the woods here. And come down here. Now, to the west is a tough zombie. Is this the tough zombie? This is the tough zombie. It is lightly injured. It is hostile. Tough zombies are just athletic people who turn into zombies. They're healthier, and I think they may be able to move a little bit faster when they come after you, but I'm not positive about that. I could just be guessing. I don't think that zombie is going to be an issue from where we're at, so we'll recenter back on us and continue after we tell the game to ignore. And we'll head down this way. Alright. Not too happy about the fact that I can't see the entirety of those messages. Bless me. Sorry that I don't have a push to silence. Oh, I do have a button to silence my microphone, but I decided to sneeze in my hand instead of push that button. It's all good. I'm the only one in the room. This zombie plague won't spread any further than me. Let's see. Let's see what monster we're looking at. Alright, there is apparently a fat zombie inside the place as well. So, go ahead and continue to move into the brush. See yet another monster, which I think is the same one. Yes, it is. Alright, where am I? Okay, I think I'm headed the right direction. I'm just going to go ahead and stroll on out along my merry way here. Probably should shrink the map down. One of the things I noticed playing this game on my own, in between recordings, is that sometimes you see newspaper pages just laying around, and oddly enough, you can look at it from a long distance and read the headline down here. It says, "Zombies. Whether they're all the rioters or just a few, it is now undeniable. The dead walk among the living, adding to the ranks of the psychos ripping our country apart from the inside. Full photo evidence inside." So, page from a newspaper that these articles sort of describe the overall story of what's happening in the game world. So, all right, now we can just proceed this direction, and we should be yep, there we go. We're starting to see sidewalks and buildings and things down here. Shouldn't be long before we spot something, and we did. We spotted a Z9. I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out. I have a feeling it's down here. A Z9 is a zombified version of one of the German Shepherd dogs used in law enforcement. Its deformed body is encased in a protective Kevlar harness. So it's an armored police zombie dog. It's not good. It doesn't see me, but I should probably be a little bit concerned about that. I feel like my approach to this building is pretty good. I don't know what zombie dog senses are like, but I feel like the path from the evac center to this building down here is clear. So this is definitely a good target for the house we're thinking about breaking into. So that would be this house here. I could also try to go up a little bit and take a look at this house here, although it's pretty close to the school, and there were a bunch of zombies looking out the windows of the school. So who knows? Who knows? I think what I'll do is head back this way, keeping in mind I want to keep a safe distance from that zombie dog. You may have seen a couple of warnings saying I try to keep my balance. I climbed up accidentally over some rocks. You climb up on boulders or rough terrain, it tells you that you're trying hard to maintain your balance. I'm just going to continue to go south of town and try to get a look at the layout of this place. There is a bus or van down here. I don't know exactly. I can only see the back of it technically right now. The rest is unseen, but um, it's a flatbed truck, and I think to really get a good examination of it, you have to actually get into the vehicle. So I'm not going to be going that close. The road leads down here. I think I'll head for the road at this point. Hopefully far enough away from town that no zombies will be around. And I'm going to come up underneath and get a look at these houses to the south. There we go. Now we're talking. There's a couple of interesting things here. So, I think I may have seen this previously. For some reason this seems familiar, but I could be thinking of a different game. The houses that I was just seeing are these ones, right? And we've opened up a little more of the map, and now we know there's a radio station here. And we know there's a bike shop. And one of the things that I can see here is right over here. This is a bicycle. And the bicycle looks like it has a cart behind it. It looks like it's basically a bicycle pulling like some sort of wagon or something on the back. It's potentially a good thing to get because it allows you to basically load a bunch of stuff into something and transport from one place to another. So that kind of stuff can be handy. A lot of times you'll try to head for a supermarket or something like that in order to, to get that sort of thing. So that you can just push a shopping cart full of gear around. All right, so this gives another option. I think I'm trying to keep these episodes to around 15 minutes. I think I went a little bit over. Was having too much fun and wasn't paying attention. But stay tuned for part 2, and we'll head back. And I think at that point we'll camp out till nighttime, and we'll come sneak into one of these places in the dark. Doesn't it look like there's any zombies on the, nearby the outside of this place, but we'll check again before we leave. All right. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.